Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Krishna Chaitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on September 23rd, 2020 in Sridham Mayapur, India.
Gokulam Ishanam Gokula Utsala Ishana
Gokulotsavam
Govindam Gopikapriyam.
Govindam Gopikapriyam.
So the Temple Devata exists in that time,
So the temple of Vedic Planetarium exhibits meeting ended on time,
but afterwards I participated in the Kashadesh Harinam Holy Week of the Holy Name.
so afterwards I participated in the Kashadesh World Harinam Week Kirtan.
So now we'll start the class.
So now we will start the class. Today's topic is on the pretext of visiting Vakreshwara, Lord Chaitanya favors Radhesh.
চৈতন্য ভাগবত প্রভুর বক্রেশ্বরে নির্জন বনে নির্জন ভজন লীলা করিবার অভিলাষ প্রভু বলে বক্রেশ্বর আছেন যে বনে তথায় যাইম মই থাকিম নির্জনে
Our Lord Krishna Chaitanya said,
Lord Krishna Chaitanya said,
that forest of Vakreshwara is situated.
that forest where Vakreshwar is situated,
I'll go there
I will go there.
and I'll stay in solitude.
I will stay in solitude. In the place known as Vakreshwara, Vakreshwar Mahadev is situated. This place is situated in Radhesh. The site of Vakreshwar is 16 miles west of Ahmedapur railway station in the district of Birbhum. Ahmedpur is 111 miles from Kolkata. Vakreshwar is a form of Lord Shiva. Every year there is a huge festival during Shivaratri at this place. There are a few hot water kundas and few cold water kundas at this place. This is also a Shakti Pita. After Shakti, the wife of Shiva, gave up her body at Daksha's sacrifice, Shiva started dancing with her body. The whole world became threatened from his dance, so Vishnu used his Sudarshana Chakra to cut Sati's body into pieces. Wherever her body parts fell, a temple was erected and in commemoration. These pilgrimage sites are called Shakti Pitas.
At the temple of Vakreshwara, there's a Shiva, and nearby there's also a Shakti Pita.
So, in the Vakreshwara, there is also a Shiva, and this place is also a Shakti Pita.
Which part fell there, we don't know at present.
Which part fell there, we don't know at present.
Calcutta is her thumb.
In Calcutta, it is her thumb.
এতক বলিয়া প্রেমাবশ বেশে চলি যায় নিত্যানন্দ আদি সব পাছে পাছে ধায়
After speaking in this way, Lord Krishna Chaitanya, he proceeded on in ecstatic love,
After speaking,
absorbed in ecstatic love.
after speaking in this way, the Lord Krishna Chaitanya proceeded on, absorbed in ecstatic love.
The devotees headed by Lord Nityananda followed, ran behind the Lord.
The devotees headed by Nityananda ran behind the Lord.
অদ্ভুত প্রভুর নৃত্য অদ্ভুত কীর্তন শুনি মাত্র ধাইয়া আইসে সর্বজন।
Lord Krishna Chaitanya, wonderful dancing and wonderful kirtan.
Lord Krishna Chaitanya's wonderful dancing and wonderful kirtan,
As soon as people, all the people heard this,
as soon as all the people heard this,
they came running.
they came running.
যদ্যপি কোনো দেশে নাহি সংকীর্তন কেহ নাহি দেখে কৃষ্ণ প্রেমের ক্রন্দন।
Although Sankirtan had never been performed anywhere in that area, that province,
Although Sankirtan had never been performed anywhere in that province,
and no one had seen anyone crying in love of Krishna.
and no one had seen anyone crying in love of Krishna,
Ecstatic love for Krishna.
crying in ecstatic love for Krishna.
তথাপি প্রভুর দেখি অদ্ভুত ক্রন্দন দণ্ডবৎ হইয়া পরয়ে সর্বজন।
Nevertheless, as soon as the people saw Lord Krishna Chaitanya's wonderful crying,
Nevertheless, as soon as when people saw Lord Krishna Chaitanya's wonderful crying,
all of their prostrate obeisances
they offered their prostrated obeisances,
falling to the ground.
falling to the ground.
তথিমধ্যে কেহ কেহ অত্যন্ত পামার তারা বলে এত কেনে কান্দেন বিস্তর।
Among them, there were a few the most sinful people.
Among them, there were a few most sinful people.
They said,
They said,
quote, "Why does he cry so much?"
They said, quote, "Why does he cry so much?" Unquote.
সেহ সবজন এবে প্রভুর কৃপায় সেই প্রেম সংরিয়া কান্দে গড়ি যায়।
By Lord Krishna Chaitanya's mercy,
By Lord Krishna Chaitanya's mercy,
even such fallen people,
even such fallen people,
remembering the Lord's ecstatic love for Krishna
remembering the Lord's ecstatic love for Krishna
and his crying,
and his crying,
they start crying and rolling on the ground.
remembering the ecstatic crying, they were rolling on the ground.
They're crying and rolling on the ground.
They were crying and rolling on the ground.
কল ভুবনেবে গাই গৌর চন্দ্র তথাপিও সবে নাহি গায় ভূত বৃন্দ।
All the worlds are seeing the glories of Lord Gaurachandra.
All the world was singing the glories of Lord Gaurachandra.
Only some
Only some,
closely haunted living entities did not.
only Some ghostly hunted living entities did not
sing his glories.
sing his glories.
শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য নাম বিমুখ পাপী ভূত প্রেত সদৃশ্য শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য নামে বিমুখ যে জন নিশ্চয় জানিও সেই পাপী ভূতগণ
Know for certain
Know for certain
that anyone who is averse
that anyone
chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya
that anyone who is averse to chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna Chaitanya
is for certain he is a sinful, ghostly, haunted person.
is for certain is a sinful, ghostly, haunted person. Among human beings, those unfortunate people who, out of envy, do not display any inclination for the service of Sri Krishna Chaitanya are sinful and ghostly haunted. There is no doubt about this. When one lacks interest for achieving love for Krishna, he develops sinful propensities. As a result, that person becomes interested only in sense gratification and falls into a lower species of life. In this regard, one should refer to Chaitanya Chandramrita 31 to 32 bracket.
So, naturally, the pious people began chanting,
So naturally, the pious people began chanting,
and some of them were feeling ecstatic symptoms of love for Krishna.
and some of them were feeling ecstatic symptoms of love for Krishna.
Only a few people are not inclined to serve, to chant Hare Krishna.
Only few people were not inclined to chant Hare Krishna.
The author postulates that such people are certainly very sinful and ghostly haunted. And he said,
The author said that other such people, they are for certain ghostly haunted people,
very sinful and ghostly haunted.
is very sinful and ghostly haunted.
ভক্তগণ সহ নৃত্য করিতে করিতে গমন হেন মতে নৃত্যরসে বৈকুণ্ঠের না নাচিয়া যায়ন ভক্তগণ সাথ
This way the Lord of Vaikuntha danced in the meadows of pure love.
In this way, the Lord of Vaikuntha danced in the mellows of pure love,
Ecstatic love.
pure ecstatic love.
He danced and went proceeded with all of the devotees.
He danced and proceeded with all of the devotees.
প্রভুর জৈনিক সৌভাগ্যবান বৈষ্ণব ব্রাহ্মণ গৃহে দিন অবশেষে প্রভু এক ধন্য গ্রামে রহিলেন পুণ্যবন্ত ব্রাহ্মণ আশ্রমে
At the end of the day, Lord Krishna Chaitanya
At the end of the day, Lord Krishna Chaitanya,
he came to one fortunate village,
he came to one fortunate village,
and there he stayed in a home
and there he stayed in a home
of one pious Brahmin.
of one pious Brahmin.
Here the Brahmin's house is described as an ashram
Here the Brahmin's house is described as an ashram
because in the Varnashram system, the 4 Varnas and 4 ashramas.
because in the Varnashrama system there is 4 Varnas and 4 ashramas.
So Grihastha ashram,
So Grihastha ashram
or the householder ashram, is one of the 4 ashrams.
or the householder ashram is one of the 4 ashram.
So Lord Chaitanya stayed in the householder ashram,
So Lord Chaitanya stayed in the householder ashram,
who was a pious Brahmin.
who was a pious Brahmin. In the Shabda Nirnaya dictionary, the following statement is found: Anapeksho gunai purno danya ityuchyate buddhaihi. When extraordinary qualities are found in an object, it is called dhanya by those who are learned.
নিশায় প্রভুর গোপনে আপ্তবর্গের নিকট হইতে প্রান্তর ভূমিতে গমন। ভিক্ষা করি মহাপ্রভু করিলা শয়ন, চতুর্দিকে বেরিয়া শৈলা ভক্তগণ।
Accepting his meal,
After accepting his meal,
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to sleep.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to sleep.
And the devotees slept all around him.
The devotees slept all around him.
প্রহরখানেক নিশা থাকিতে ঠাকুর, সবা ছাড়ি পলাইলা গেল কত দূর।
About 3 hours of the night remained.
About 3 hours of the night remained.
Lord Chaitanya, he left everyone
Lord Chaitanya, he left everyone
and escaped.
Escaped
And went some distance away.
and went some distance away.
শেষে সবে উঠিয়া চাহেন ভক্তগণ, না দেখিয়া প্রভু সবে করেন ক্রন্দন।
When the assembled devotees finally woke up
When the assembled devotees finally woke up
and looked around,
and looked around,
being unable to find the Lord
they were unable to find the Lord
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
they began to cry.
They began to cry.
সর্বগ্রাম বিচার করিয়া ভক্তগণ, প্রান্তর ভূমিতে তবে করিলা গমন।
The devotees searched throughout the entire village.
The devotees searched throughout the entire village.
Eventually came to a vacant land
And eventually came to a vacant land
outside the village.
outside the village.
নির্জন প্রান্তে কৃষ্ণ উদ্দেশ্যে উচ্চ ক্রন্দন, লীলা বা বিপ্রলম্ব প্রেম উন্মাদ। নিজ প্রেমরসে বৈকুণ্ঠের অধীশ্বর, প্রান্তরে রোদন করে করি উচ্চ স্বর।
In that vacant plot of land,
In that vacant, barren land,
the Lord of Vaikuntha, Krishna Chaitanya,
the Lord of Vaikuntha, Krishna Chaitanya,
absorbed in the mellows of his own
absorbed in the mellows of his own
ecstatic love.
ecstatic love.
He was crying loudly.
He was crying loudly.
কৃষ্ণ রে প্রভুরে আরে কৃষ্ণ মরবা, বলিয়া রোদন করে সর্বজীবনাথ।
Oh Krishna, oh my Lord,
Oh,
my Master,
O Krishna, O my Lord, O my Master,
oh my beloved Krishna,
O my beloved Krishna,
saying this, the Lord of all the living entities
the Lord of all the living entities
was crying out.
was crying out. After staying in one fortunate village of Radhesh, Sri Sundar went at the end of night to a vacant plot outside the village and began to exhibit agitation in separation from Krishna. Krishna is Akila Rasamrita Murti, the reservoir of all pleasure. Therefore, he is the object of all rasas. Since Sri Gaur Sundar is Swayam Rupa Krishna Chandra, he is able to perform pastimes in all various rasas. Therefore, when he was in the mood of servitorship, he addressed Krishna as Prabhu. And when he was in the mood of Vatsalya Rasa, he addressed Krishna as Balagopala. In this way, he taught various grades of living entities. He is crying in separation from Krishna indicated his intense desire to serve the Lord. Another reading of Are, O is Ore, O. Another reading of Mora (my) is Ore. Another reading of Baliya Rodana Kare Sarva Jivanata is Baliya Sarva Jivanata Karena Pralapa. Speaking in this way, the lot of all living entities lamented.
So, already Krishna more Bab.
So, Ore Krishna Mora
Bab.
Bab.
That can be also translated. He said, "Here, my beloved Krishna," but they also say, "Krishna, my son."
So that also could be translated Krishna, my son.
In Vatsalya Ras.
In Vatsalya Ras.
হেন সে ডাকিয়া কান্দে নাসি চূড়ামণি ক্রোশেকের পথ যায় রোদনের ধ্বনি
Crown jewel of all the sannyasis,
The crown jewel of all the sannyasis,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya,
was crying so loudly
was crying so loudly
that the sound could be heard.
that the
The sound
sound
of his crying could be heard
of the crying could be heard
on the pathway 2 miles away.
on the pathway 2 miles away.
It's just sometimes they, one verse they strongly they different readings. They're getting that, but well, as far as the translation, same.
কত দূরে থাকিয়া সকল ভক্তগণ শুনেন প্রভুর অতি অদ্ভুত রোদন
All of the devotees
All of the devotees
heard the Lord's crying
heard the Lord's crying
from some distance away.
from some distance away.
And the Lord's a wonderful, most wonderful crying.
Heard the Lord's most wonderful crying.
Ati Adbhut.
Ati Adbhut.
ভক্তগণের প্রভু আবিষ্কার চলিলেন সবে রোদনের অনুসারে দেখিলেন সবে প্রভু কান্দে উচ্চ স্বরে
So they followed according to the sound of that crying,
So they followed according to the sound of that crying
and found Lord Krishna Chaitanya
and found Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya
weeping loudly.
weeping loudly.
Lord Chaitanya was absorbed in separation of Krishna, and he was crying, being agitated by that separation.
Lord Chaitanya was absorbed in separation from Krishna, so he was crying in
in that separation.
in that separation.
মুকুন্দের কীর্তন প্রভুর রোদনে কান্দে সর্বভক্তগণ মুকুন্দ লাগিলা তবে করিতে কীর্তন
Lord Krishna Chaitanya's crying, all the devotees began also to cry.
When Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya started crying, all,
Was crying.
when Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya was crying, all the devotees also began to cry.
Mukunda Datta, however, began to perform kirtan.
Mukunda Datta, however, began to perform the kirtan.
শুনিয়া কীর্তন প্রভু লাগিলা নাচিতে আনন্দে গায়েন সবে বেরিচারি ভিতে
And Lord Chaitanya heard that kirtan.
When Lord Chaitanya heard that kirtan,
He began to dance.
he began to dance,
And the others all joyfully sang around the Lord.
and others all joyfully sang around the Lord.
এই মতে সর্বপথে নাচিয়া নাচিয়া যায়েন পশ্চিম মুখে আনন্দিত হইয়া
In this way, the Lord Chaitanya,
In this way, the Lord Chaitanya,
he danced along the path,
he danced along the path,
heading to the western direction.
heading towards the western direction
In ecstasy.
in ecstasy.
বক্রেশ্বরে পৌঁছবার মাত্র 4 ক্রোশ থাকিতে প্রভুর গতি পরিবর্তন ক্রোশচারী সকলে আছেন বক্রেশ্বর সেই স্থানে ফিরিলেন গৌরাঙ্গ সুন্দর
When the Lord Chaitanya was within
When Lord Chaitanya was within
8 miles of Vakreshwar,
within 8 miles of Vakreshwar,
he went, Lord Gaura Sundar, he went at that place
Lord
in another direction.
Lord Gaura Sundar, he went to that
Gauranga Sundar.
Lord Gauranga Sundar, he went to another place in another direction.
At that place,
In
he went in another direction.
at that place he went in another direction.
নাচিয়া যায়েন প্রভু পশ্চিম অভিমুখে পূর্ব মুখ পুনঃ হইলেন নিজ সুখে
And Lord Chaitanya was headed in a westernly direction.
When Lord Chaitanya headed towards the westernly direction,
Dancing and proceeding.
dancing and proceeding,
Then he, being absorbed in his own spiritual ecstasy,
then he being absorbed in his own spiritual ecstasy,
he suddenly headed back towards the east.
he suddenly headed back towards the east.
পশ্চিম অভিমুখ হইতে পূর্ব অভিমুখে গতি পরিবর্তন পূর্বমুখে চলিয়া যায়েন নিত্য রসে অনন্ত আনন্দে প্রভু অট্ট অট্ট হাসে
We are absorbed in the
Being absorbed in the
mood of dancing.
mood of dancing,
The Lord proceeded toward the east,
the Lord proceeded towards the east,
and laughed wildly
and laughed widely
out of unlimited ecstasy.
out of unlimited ecstasy.
বাহ্য প্রকাশিয়া প্রভু নিজ কুতূহলে বলিলেন আমি চলিলাম নীলাচলে।
After regaining his external consciousness,
After regaining his external consciousness,
Lord Chaitanya
the Lord Chaitanya
enthusiastically
exclaimed,
I'm going to Nilachal,
I am going to Nilachal,
Jagannath Puri.
Jagannath Puri. When the Lord came within 8 miles of Vakreshwar, he changed his plan of going to Vakreshwar and expressed a desire to go see the Lord of Nilachal. So instead of going west from Katwa, he proceeded towards the east.
I was inspired. I want to go to Vakreshwar. I thought Lord Chaitanya.
জগন্নাথ প্রভুর হইল আজ্ঞা মোরে নীলাচলে তুমি ঝাটাইশ সত্তরে।
Lord Jagannath has ordered me,
Lord Jagannath has ordered me,
quote, you should immediately come to Nilachal.
you should immediately come to Nilachal, quote unquote.
এত বলি চলিলেন হই পূর্বমুখ ভক্ত সব পাইলেন পরানন্দ সুখ।
So after saying these words,
So after saying these words,
Lord Gauranga headed towards the east.
the Lord Gauranga headed towards the east.
All the devotees felt attained transcendental happiness.
Obtained transcendental happiness.
তান ইচ্ছা তিহ সে জানেন সবে মাত্র তান অনুগ্রহে জানে তান কৃপা পাত্র।
Only the Lord knows his own will.
Only the Lord knows his own will.
Only by his mercy
Only by his mercy
can someone know.
can someone know.
And say that the Lord is very spontaneous and he can decide to do anything.
Right now we can see the Lord is very spontaneous and he can decide what to do.
He may change his mind or he may have some other plan.
And he may change his mind when he may have some other plan.
So he is completely independent
So he is completely independent
and he can do anything.
and he can do anything.
So he has decided that he wants to go to Jagannath Puri.
So he has decided that he wants to go to Jagannath Puri.
কি ইচ্ছায় চলিলেন বক্রেশ্বর প্রতি কেনে বা না গেলা বুঝে কাহার শক্তি।
What was his desire?
What was his desire?
To go towards Vakreshwar.
To go towards Vakreshwar.
And why the Lord did not go?
And why the Lord did not go?
Who has the power to understand?
Who has the power to understand?
বক্রেশ্বর গমনের ছলে রার দেশে কৃতার্থকরণ হেন বুঝি করি প্রভু বক্রেশ্বর ব্যয় ধন্য করিলেন সর্বরারের সমাজ।
My understanding is that Lord Chaitanya,
My understanding is that Lord Chaitanya,
on the pretext of going to Vakreshwar,
on the pretext of going to Vakreshwar,
he made the entire Radha Desh
he made the entire Radha Desh
glorious.
glorious. With a desire to shower love of God on the Radhesh residents' barren hearts that were devoid of loving devotional service, Mahaprabhu employed an stratagem of wandering in Radhesh. Since hard-hearted Mayavadis follow the conception of impersonalism, they can only make a show of being subordinate to Vakreshwar. Sri Gaurasundar pretended to approve of the conceptions of such Mayavadi sannyasis by enacting the pastime of going to Vakreshwar. Later, he went to Jagannath Puri and preached the philosophy of personalism as described in Vedanta. Those Mayavadis who imagine that the absolute truth is impersonal can only pretend to worship Rudra, who is Lord Vishnu's form for destroying this temporary material world. They are misdirected by the pretension of externally taking shelter of a personal form of the absolute truth while internally maintaining the desire for liberation. Mahaprabhu's pretentious approval of the impersonal conception mentioned by the maintained by the hard-hearted residents of Radhesh and his desire to abandon it should be seen only through devotional vision.
So, people in Rajesh were apparently
So people in Radhadesh were apparently
hard-hearted and impersonalists.
hard-hearted and impersonalist.
But Lord Chaitanya, by wandering about Rajesh,
So Lord Chaitanya, by wandering about Radhesh,
he actually gave mercy to the people of Rajesh.
he actually gave mercy to the people of Radhesh.
And also, Lord Nityananda, he appeared also in Rajesh.
And also Lord Nityananda, he also appeared in Radhesh.
So, in many ways, this land has become glorious by the lotus foot dust
So in many ways, this land had become glorious by the lotus foot dust
of Nitai and Gaur.
of Nitai and Gaur.
Also, the five Pandavas and Draupadi visited the
Also the five Pandavas and Draupadi visited the
Rajesh.
Radhesh.
So, in many ways, the land has been made blessed by the lotus feet of great devotees.
So in many ways, the land is being blessed by the lotus feet of the devotees.
Otherwise, since the Ganges doesn't flow here,
Otherwise, it seems the Ganges doesn't flow here,
the people are not so much devotional.
so the people are not so much devotional.
But Lord Chaitanya gave them His mercy so they became filled with transcendental bliss.
So Lord Chaitanya gave them and they simply became filled
Gave
with,
His mercy to them.
gave His mercy to them and they became filled with transcendental love.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thus ends the chapter. On the pretext of visiting Vakreshwar, Lord Chaitanya favors Radhesh.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.